The Color of Your Eyes, written by Blackcatsassin, read by gutterratt1213. Chapter 26, Lilly, Part 2. Lily's heart felt torn to pieces to see her big brother crumble. He tried not to show it, but he was visibly very upset and probably blaming himself already for this disaster. She walked over to Jake to touch his shoulder, and he tried to calm his breathing.
"So, what now?"
Phil asked, genuinely showing concern. Lily tried to think. Usually, in a time like this, there had to be something they could do. Just like back then, after she made the biggest mistake of her life by posting that awful video, she tried to think up a solution for the problem she created. And just like now, she felt responsible for what happened with Leah. Her brother seemed to feel so lost, so she had to step in. Leah was also her friend, after all. "Jake, sit down. You look like you're going to pass out any minute. When was the last time you had a good sleep, anyway?" she asked as she went to grab her brother a glass of water and handed it to him.
"I don't know. Last fall, I guess."
He chuckled, then suddenly stopped, a painful expression on his face, as if those words were hurting him deeply. "Okay, let's think together about what to do from now on. Is there a way to see if Leah left Duskwood? We have to make sure to find her first, then explain ourselves, and I think after hearing us, Leah will understand. She is not the type of person to hold a grudge." Lily shook Jake's shoulder a little. "Come on, Jake, you're a hacker. Can't you track her?" Jake's eyes lit up. He looked at Lily, and there seemed to be life back in them.
Yes, I can do that."
He immediately took out his phone.
"Even after she blocked me, it will take longer, but it's doable. I will head back to the Aurora and close it. I think we can all meet up somewhere else to discuss the situation,"
Bill said. "Hannah's place will be ideal. It is close to everyone else's places. I'm sure she'll be okay with that." Lily picked up the note Jake dropped. Phil nodded, then he left the two alone. Lily patted Jake's shoulders as he was working, determined on his phone. "You really love her, don't you, Jake?" she asked with a smile. Jake looked up and he nodded.
"Yes, I do, with all of my heart."
"You have to think of a possible future for the both of you, Jake," she pleaded. Jake smiled sadly as he went back to his phone.
"I will find a solution for us."
It went silent for a couple of minutes before Lily continued. "Do you think she is still here in Duskwood?" Jake typed in a couple of commands, and then he smiled triumphantly.
"We will see now."
Lily peeked over his phone. Jake suddenly seemed confused.
"Strange,"
he said.
"Her phone is somewhere at the park between the church and the train station. It's staying still in one spot."
He looked up, pale as a ghost, and Lily looked back at him, the same expression on her face. They both ran outside the room without closing the door, down the stairs, into the direction of the park, praying in their hearts that nothing bad had happened to Leah.